Let's start the new year off right. Happy New Year's, everybody. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Saturday, January 9th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. I'm glad to be back after 2 weeks off, and I'm revitalized, and I'm ready to talk about the news. So let's jump right in. This weekend is the beta test or demo. There was using a couple of different terms for what's going on, but we're talking about Monster Hunter Rise, which feels a little bit like a Monster Hunter World brought to the Switch. But the game looks great, and I've really gotten into the Monster Hunter series after what I saw with Monster Hunter World. And so, being able to play something like that on my Switch seems pretty cool. So I think like 4 or 5 levels are available in the demo, and you can play through them. This seems similar to what they did for Monster Hunter World, where you were able to demo it on PlayStation, or at least that's where I demoed it. So yeah, if you're looking for something to play this weekend, something new and fresh rather than all those games that you got for Christmas that you've been playing all break, you can check out Monster Hunter Rise. I'll have a link down in the description. Riot released a bunch of information around the League of Legends universe this week, I believe yesterday. And one of the things that has been talked about for quite some time is finally getting a little bit more details. League of Legends is finally coming to mobile and console in March. So, for all those people who want to play, I think this isn't going to be the typical Summoner's Rift. This one's called Wild Rift. And I believe you've been able to demo it for a while, but yeah, I think League of Legends coming to kind of consoles, I think this is a long time coming. League of Legends has been around for a couple decades now. So people I think have been waiting for this for a long time. I've actually seen mobile gameplay, which makes me think that there has been a beta out there for some time. But now it's coming to console as well. I think that's kind of more of the news that kind of caught my eye. Moving right along, Outriders, the co-op shooter, third-person shooter that everyone's kind of been waiting for. It's kind of it's kind of trying to fill that kind of Destiny void, or at least get some more people into another cooperative shooter, which is why it's been on my radar for quite some time. It was scheduled to come out in February. They've actually pushed it a couple months. It's now scheduled to come out April 1st, which I thought was a little fishy to have it come out on April 1st. But there will be a demo coming out in February. So just a couple months delays. Probably has to do with the state of the world. But still looking forward to potentially playing Outriders with a group of friends. But I don't know what spec I'm going to be yet. So let me know if you've been following Outriders and what class you're thinking of playing as. Fortnite players are crying pay to win this week. One of the superhero skins has a very dark exterior, and so people with this skin are allowed to are capable of almost completely going invisible in dark corners, especially with the day-night cycle in Fortnite. People are just disappearing into dark corners, and so it has some fans and players crying out pay to win. Anytime a skin or something gives you an advantage, people are going to cry this out. And I think Epic's been pretty good about it so far. So I give them a little bit of leniency on whether or not they've been pay to win. But yeah, this superhero skin makes some people completely blend in. I saw a couple of the screenshots, and it's nigh invisible. So yeah, watch out when you're creating skins for characters and you want to sell them. Make sure that they don't give you give your characters some kind of advantage. So something to always pay attention to. News on the augmented reality front: Minecraft Earth is no longer going to be supported. Mojang came out and said that it was kind of pessimistic. It was based on the state of the world, we don't think that we should be supporting a augmented, I'm paraphrasing here, but we don't think we should be supporting a augmented reality game. And they just kind of said that, given everything that's going on, we just can't support this game that people probably aren't playing as much because they're stuck at home. So yeah, Minecraft Earth, which is I thought was going to be a big mover and shaker in the AR space, isn't getting support. So Mojang will be closing up shop on Minecraft Earth in June of this year, or at the end of June this year. So yeah, there is another AR game. So you can still catch your Pokemons and your Harry Potters, but you won't be able to Minecraft out in the real world, which I think some people were really looking forward to. As soon as the COVID restrictions lift, I was expecting people to kind of go out there, and I thought you might see a resurgence in AR games. But I can understand that supporting it while not a lot is really happening. They probably have very little revenue coming in for AR games during these times, but I would expect a big resurgence once things get a little bit more normal. So, but there's kind of two sides to this. Speaking of Epic Games and Fortnite and the people behind Fortnite, Epic Games is buying a mall. They're buying a mall in North Carolina, a couple miles away from where they're currently headquartered, and the mall is going to be their new headquarters. It's what it sounds like. So, I guess malls are probably hard up during these times as well. And Epic's got the money to kind of buy one out. So pretty interesting to see that. And a mall kind of, how is that going to work? They had maps and layouts, a couple of things I looked at about like how offices are going to work and walking around the mall. It seemed pretty interesting, and it might have enough space to socially distance, but still have people come into the workplace. So pretty interesting to invest in a headquarters, especially when a lot of the world is going, mostly or completely work from home kind of status. So yeah, interesting to see, and I still am curious about how you set up offices within a mall. I guess each of the boutiques would be kind of a different office structure. Pretty interesting, but you'd have your cafeteria figured out because you'd just use a food court. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, check it out in the link down below. Known for its jazzy, sweet tunes, the Persona 5 soundtrack is finally coming to Spotify, or at least came to Spotify this week. So I haven't played too much Persona 5, but I definitely have watched a lot of streams, and I definitely appreciate the kind of jazzy soundtrack to the game. And so hearing that an official soundtrack hasn't been out yet was kind of surprising. But the fact that it is currently available now on Spotify kind of caught my eye this week. So pretty interesting stuff to see. The prince that was promised, the Fall Guys Doom guy, finally got a trailer this week. I thought it had already happened, and I was actually lamenting not getting it over kind of the Christmas break. But apparently it hadn't happened yet, so I haven't signed into Fall Guys in a while. But all of the Doom skins are coming to Fall Guys next week on the 12th, or at least that's what the trailer said. So looking forward to seeing that. Might get me to log back into Fall Guys. I haven't played it this season yet, but I can probably get a couple people back into it and have a good night of fun. But yeah, I was surprised to see that it isn't, and it's not just one skin. It's not just Doom guy. There's like a cacao demon. There's another demon as well as like two different versions of the Doom guy skin. So it's all pretty interesting and very cool. And this is kind of interesting in that it's something bigger than just like they've been doing like the weekly partnerships for skins for a while now, but this kind of speaks to a bigger event. They even actually in the trailer showed like Fall Guys running around in like a demonic hellscape, which could be interesting if that's actually a thing, or if that wasn't just promotional material. If they actually have levels associated with some of these skins, or stuff that like rotates in and out, then they're getting closer to like that kind of Fortnite model of like rotating in game modes and all that kind of stuff. And if they can do that with bigger partnerships and more often, then they could have a really good ball rolling on this game. So pretty interesting to see what's coming down the pipe for Fall Guys. Previously thought to be digital only, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is coming to physical. It's getting both a PS4 and a Switch physical release. including collector's editions, which I'm a collector's edition fan myself. So the $140 collector's edition comes with like look like a suitcase that unfolds into like, you know, the kind of typical Scott Pilgrim band on stage layout. It comes with stickers. It comes with jump sticks, I think, which is pretty cool and are very on point. So I'm kind of interested in all that, and I'm interested again for another like couch co-op game to play on either my Switch or my PS4. I'd probably go for the Switch edition, especially given the art style. That's the kind of game I like playing on my Switch. But pre-orders for everything start next week, next Friday on the 15th. So interesting to see how quickly those go. Those get sold and what the resale value on those look like. But I'll be interested in being in line trying to get that collector's edition. I'm looking forward to playing Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game remastered. Is there enough colons in there? I don't know. Last but certainly not least, Slay the Spire, the popular card battler slash roguelike. Is it roguelike? Slay the Spire is getting a board game, and you can sign up on the website. You can sign up. It's going to get a Kickstarter board game. And you can sign up to be notified when everything goes live. I assume I'll be reporting on it again as well. I'm interested. It says something about single player and co-op play. I'm wondering how co-op kind of meets with Slay the Spire, whether or not you're going to pick one of the different, one of the different characters to play as, and you're going to still be playing through this like randomized kind of. Yeah, I think there's a lot there that could like randomized encounters and all that kind of stuff that could really lend itself to kind of the Slay the Spire feel, but with a board game. But the co-op element kind of seems weird, especially when you have creatures that, you know, how targeting is going to work within the game and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how that works. I'm interested in this Slay the Spire board game, and I have, hope it's good and not just kind of, a sticker slapped on some kind of mechanic, and it doesn't have any of the heart and soul of the typical Slay the Spire stuff. So I'm looking forward to check it out, and I'll report on it later when it goes live. But for right now, you can just sign up for notifications. So looking forward to that. Glad to be back. I hope you all are having a good new year so far. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. Links down in the description below so you can see more great content like this. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day.